Heyo! Willybuck Vortex here from Sargatana server. Here for a video for you fellow Dragoons out there and PS4 players. I'm just going to go over some quick tips for anybody who is playing, well, right now, Dragoon on PS4, as well as any PS4 players in general. So you'll notice here I have a bunch of shit on my Cross Hotbar, or my W Cross Hotbar. What I've done is I've gone in, this is something that was released quite a while back actually, and I don't know how many people actually use it. If you go into your character configuration here in the menu, and you go to Hotbar settings, you will scroll across to the Cross Hotbar, or the crossbar section. You're going to scroll down, you're going to see where it says W Cross Hotbar, display settings, always display, and you can either return it, you can either position it separately, or you can position it individually. You can position it separately or together. That's what I meant to say. When you do that, you can set the settings here so that it's always on there. Enable, yeah, so that's that. As well, you want to, I have something set up as well for PvP actions, which allows me to go into expanding controls. These are other sections as well with these are other settings for the W Cross Hotbar. Enable directional buttons, Cross Hotbar left. Oh, this is showing which one is pulling my W Cross Hotbar. So I'll show you that in a second as well. So those are the settings you're going to want if you want it set up like mine, and I'll show you what that means. So that there showed you, so this is my first hotbar, and when I go to my second hotbar, you'll see that it's the same. Where did I set that? There's another setting in there as well. Let's go see if I can find it. I cannot at the moment. Is it in Cross Hotbar? Display. No. How do I get to that? Shoot. There is a setting in here somewhere that I seem to have misplaced that will allow you to double tap. There we go. Enable right here. Enable W Cross Hotbar with simultaneous L2 and R2 double tap. So, what this means is when I am doing stuff, if I want to switch from here to here to here, I double tap. So from switching from here to here, I double tap R2. Okay? Same with switching from here to here, I double tap. And what I showed you with the simultaneous pressing of L2 and R2, what that does, that gives me this hotbar, which is limit break sprint and all of my PvP actions. This allows me to have mostly all of my buttons at my fingertips while I'm on a controller for PS4. So, with that done and out of the way, that is the controller setup. Some other quick tips is if you are on PlayStation 4 using a controller, if you want to switch targets and you're holding down R2, you can hit L1. You can also hit R1 and do the same thing. Okay? and that will allow you to switch targets. Will that do it? It also does it with L2. So if you hold down L2, press R1, it'll switch targets. L2 and L1 switches targets. R2 and R1 switches targets. You get the gist of it at this point. So that's that. Those are little, not hacks, those are little shortcuts that if you weren't aware of them, you're aware of them now. So now that that's done, I'm going to talk a little bit about dragoons. Have some people that I help out on the Sargatana server. I'm by no means a professional dragoon. I'll say that right out of the gate. However, it is my main. It's what I raid on. And I'm just going to go into some quick tips, okay? So first thing, heavy thrust. That's fairly simple. You're always going to want to move from flank to flank in order to use heavy thrust. You can see here it gives you a little proc for Ring of Thorns. That means you've done it correctly and you've executed it from the flank and target. Okay? That's number one on that. The second thing is Blood of the Dragon. So Blood of the Dragon, when you put it up, it lasts for 15 seconds. It gives you, let's pull it up here. Job, Blood of the Dragon. Increases potency of jump and spine shatter dive by 30%. Grants sharper fang and claw or enhanced wheeling thrust when completing a combo with chaos thrust or full thrust. So there we go. So chaos thrust, full thrust. So what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna go and show you. So you saw there it increases the potency of jump and spine shatter dive. What this means is if you are in a raid and you need to use a gap closer and you are just starting the fight, you'll want to use Dragon Fire Dive because that will allow you to move and it doesn't get buffed by anything anyways, so you're not wasting it. If you try to use jump or spine shatter dives, it's kind of a waste because you would have had an enhanced jump or spine shatter dive with Blood of the Dragon. So yeah, those are things to keep in mind. Let's auto attack off that, or take that auto attack off. What else? Jerskogel or Gearskogel. I'm gonna call it Jerskogel. So with Jerskogel or Jersk, it delivers an attack with a potency of 200 to all enemies in a straight line before you. Kind of similar to Doomspike, but not quite. Can only be executed when under the effect of Blood of the Dragon, so that's different. And it will reduce the duration of Blood of the Dragon by 10 seconds. So that is important to keep in mind. Okay? So now that we know that, we can go through and I can show you what that looks like when that's done in a combo. So you're gonna hit heavy thrust, impulse drive, disembowel, then Blood of the Dragon, then chaos thrust. Then you get your 4th tier combo, and that was wheeling thrust. Then you go true thrust, and again you're gonna go through a 3-hit combo and full thrust this time. And then we got a proc for wheeling thrust again. So you're gonna always, I have these set up on my hotbar so that whichever one it procs, it tells me where I'm going. So wheeling thrust is on the top. That means I'm going to the rear. Fang and claw, it's on the side. That means I'm gonna want to go to the flank. Okay? So now with that out of the way, you can see if I used your Skogel, it takes off Blood of the Dragon. Because there was less than 10 seconds remaining, it just removed the buff outright. Okay? So there we go. That is that out of the way. Now, to get a little bit more complex with you, let's go out of auto attack range again. to get a little bit more complex, what we're gonna do now that everything's back up, I'm gonna show you kind of what, let's say a low level, not really a low level, a simplified rotation or opener, just to show you what some things look like. By the way, too, I've read that because I have 728 skill speed, I'm gonna be actually clipping my GCDs. That I'm not 100% sure about, but it's something to keep in mind. So you'll want lower skill speed if you can. I think 630 something will stop you from clipping your GCDs, but I'm not sure. So let's go, and we're going to do a simplified rotation for right now, just to show what it looks like kind of when you're going. So you're gonna hit heavy thrust on the flank, go to the rear, impulse drive disembowel, blood of the dragon, chaos thrust, then wheeling thrust, Driscogle, phlebotomize, true thrust, vorpal thrust, full thrust, and then wheeling thrust again. So whatever fourth tier combo. And then we're gonna move to the flank and go through it again. So with this, 23, so double tapping, as I said, allows me to get to my W Cross Hotbar far quicker than if I was, say, going here and switching. Okay, so that's that. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go into Stone Sky C, and we'll hit the A12 dummy for a little bit to show what that kind of looks like. So A12 dummy, yes, you will probably, if you're doing the actual fight, you're probably gonna want to Dragonfire dive into it. However, because it's a dummy, we're not gonna do that. And people have suggested too that you probably shouldn't use the same rotation you would in raid as you would on a dummy, because it's two different things, right? The dummy, you're not going to do mechanics, and it's far easier to do positionals. But let's go in, let's start, and let's get going. Okay, so we're going to start again from the flank, and we're going to go head thrust into Battle Litany and Blood for Blood, and then the 3-hit combo. And you'll see here, apologies if this goes a little bit quick, but I'm not a super fast talker. So yeah, if there's any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Okay? So let's get started. And you're gonna always want to move to the rear as soon as you do a flank move, because your chaos thrust gets a buff from attacking from the rear. Oh, and you know what? Accuracy is important as well. Accuracy is very important. That illustrates a small point. So right now I'm eye level 268. I'm built for DPS, as you can see, over 1200 crit. But as you can also see, 511 accuracy. So that's why that happened. So let's go to 270, 688 accuracy, and 1008 crit. Let's go back in. A12S. And let's try this one more time. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. So we'll take a nice little jaunt up and size up the dummy. The dummy can't. They don't know what's coming. They have no clue what's coming. No goddamn clue. Okay, so we're gonna start from the flank, like I said, and then we'll just go into it. Right, and then Blood of the Dragon, Symbol, Power Surge, Chaos Thrust, Jump, Wheeling Thrust, Drift Gogol. Sorry, as I said, I'm not that great of a talker. So, keep going through the rotation here. And you're gonna want to, after your opener, you're gonna want to just use your abilities whenever they come up. Also too, if you're interested, another great YouTuber or a few great YouTubers to watch is Thendiel Swansong and Dervy. Because those guys do very good work when it comes to Dervy. And I will probably link to their channels in the description down below. Because they're mostly where I learned the rotation from. A lot of hours on YouTube watching those guys just wail on a dummy and talk about theory behind being a Dragoon. Okay? Okay. Like I said, the W Cross Hotbar is something that is a beautiful thing. Once you get used to it and you learn how to switch, double tapping L2 and R2 is just amazing stuff. Probably shouldn't have used that there. We can talk about that a little bit later. And there we go. A12S dummy down. So I don't know. That was mostly to demonstrate how much the W Cross Hotbar can help once you've started getting used to it. Double tapping to switch is far easier than cycling through. I know there's quite a few people that do that. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try and answer anything that comes up. As I said, if you want, and you're on PS4, hold down L1, press in touchpad, and that will let you... what? Apparently keyboard settings are binded to directional keys. I'm not really sure what the fuck is going on there. So yeah, anyways, L1 touchpad screen hides HUD. Something for you guys who are on PS4. Anyways, as I said, if you have any questions, apparently, yeah, there you go. Take care, everyone. Bye.